fuck is where it's at, baby.
This is Patrick Stewart, and I always watch Pop Talk with PACIFIC414. Make it so.
The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
Cash money can put this change in my piggy bank any day.
Good evening and welcome, one and all, to this edition of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk, along with Baron Orman Tagge, Paul the Phantomology, Cashmoney007. I am your host, Mike, and tonight we have several articles that we are going to talk about, but one of the bigger ones is what happened yesterday with Gina, Carano, and Elon Musk becoming a tag team and suing Disney.
Who's Gina Carano?
Baron, fuck you.
Thanks, Gary.
We will also talk about her former co-star Carl Weathers passing away this past Thursday. We will also be talking about Jeremy Renner, who says he's ready to return after his snowplow incident last January. And here's something nobody asked for, nobody was clamoring for: a Bride of Frankenstein remake directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. Who asked for that? You Cash? Did you ask for it?
She read my mail. She read my letter. She read my letter. Cool.
It's like that Family Guy thing with Jake Gyllenhaal and Maggie Gyllenhaal. It's like you both are just so awful. But no, really, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people asked for it.
Yeah,
And
like that scene from Ghostbusters. I didn't think of anything. Did you? No, I didn't think of anything.
Ray? Yeah. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Don't ever think of a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Paul. Of the four of us, you're the one to think of him.
I can't even deny that. You're right.
Well, Catherine thinks these people, and boom, that's it. We're outnumbered.
These clowns and these.
And then you know what I do? I would look at Cash and say, "Fuck you, Cash."
These people, these drones. You know, I don't know.
But we will also talk about Henry Cavill, and he's teasing a faithful adaptation of Warhammer 40K. Now, whether we talk about all these stories during the first 2 hours on YouTube and Rumble, or some of them on YouTube and Rumble, then the others on the Rumble side, well, that remains to be seen. But first, I want to say hello to Big Daddy T-Gap, who gave us the latest episode of Beverly Hills 414, and it's interjected by One Film McCracken. One Film McCracken, who says, Mike, a person who hails from Mini Salamia and has a queen named Omar, on top of that has a horrid new flag. Even worse, home of the BLM, should never talk to or address the king of Pop Talk. Listen,
Yeah.
Phil. I've been telling you this, Phil. You are the king of bots, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Pacific is right. You are the king of bots.
And more
You are-
importantly, oh, sorry. Go on.
You are a false monarch, Phil. You have no royal decree over what happens on this show. You are not Micatron, leader of the Pacificons. Oh, come on. I had to throw in my Micatron. Whoopa loves it.
You did good.
Whoopa, whoopa. And not only that, I watched an interesting video today. It was every state discussed in Fallout, right?
Mhm.
And when it came to Delaware, you know how important Delaware was? Nowhere's in the game series have they ever talked about Delaware. Let's move on.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to move on from the
What?
latest episode of Beverly Hills 414.
do.
He thinks he's got presents. Yeah, don't we all? Christmas
Yeah.
morning, we wake up.
He thinks Cash has a gardener too.
He thinks, yeah, I don't know. Not true.
Well, Cash does has his own gardener.
Yeah.
No, I
it's-
don't.
Have your Karen wig on, and you're not wearing shades, and you're not saying, "I demand to speak to the manager."
Ah,
What about his famous battle cry? These people.
it'd be so weird going in a store and saying that. No, I just want to do it though.
Yeah. Well, you were the one that stood up and started screaming USA, USA, and Oppenheimer. So I mean,
Didn't do that.
yeah. I thought.
I don't know. Bear does have proof.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Baron thinks he dressed like that and had a Burger King drink.
Hey, that is a real picture.
Uh-huh.
His brave words faltered to a grunt and a yip of surprise. I didn't think Cash was capable of yipping.
Yippee-ki-yay?
Yeah.
The welcome mat he had stepped on collapsed in on itself and dropped him directly down a trapdoor like he was in a bad episode of Scooby-Doo, only without the talking dog he hoped.
I hate
Or the
Scooby-Doo.
Boo.
Wow. Oh,
What?
shots fired.
Oh, okay.
Alex-
Wow.
Pizza.
I must really be hungry. When was the last time I ate in the story, Steve? That's probably why.
Mm.
All this and more as Beverly Hills 414 continues after these messages. All right, young man. Cut the music. Cut the music.
What? You're the one. Okay,
Cut the
where's
music, because
Okay.
I've tried.
okay.
You
We'll
need
do
to
this.
explain.
How about this music?
You need to explain yourself, young man. Why do you not like Scooby-Doo? How dare you not like Scooby-Doo?
I don't like Scooby-Doo because one of my coworkers at work has ruined him for me. So, yeah. So, there is, for those that don't know, I work at a very famous caverns that shall remain nameless. But there's this one formation right in the very first room that he claims looks like Scooby-Doo, and he will make a point of showing that formation to every single guest. that walks through in the most annoying voice. I'm not kidding. This is how he says, "Oh, by the way, guys, have you ever seen Scooby-Doo over there?" Just like that, every single time.
Huh.
It is so annoying. I legitimately cannot watch Scooby-Doo anymore.
So you work at Hanna-Barbera Caves. It's to be expected.
Pretty much.
What about the ones that look like Tom and Jerry?
Oh, what
God
about
help
Fred
us
and
to
Barney?
find those.
Wilma and Betty.
Don't give
You
him
know.
ideas.
Hey, Barney, I want you to... My...
What about George Jetson? Elroy,
The only
Judy,
other-
Jane.
That, funny enough, Scooby-Doo is the only Hanna-Barbera character that we have in our caverns. Everyone else is either Disney or it's Homer Simpson.
Go!
Actually, I was going to go, woohoo! Ooh.
There it is.
There's some
Yep,
more.
that's approved. And real quick, we got ourselves a $2 super chat from DJ Ronnie G.
The
So,
hell you
yeah.
say? Wow.
The hell I do say, and I'm gonna go ahead and play. I'm gonna play this one.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Wait a moment. That's for new members. That was for new members.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm playing it because he's come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and he's all out bubble gum, Baron. Fuck you.
But
Wow.
wow. I
Wow.
can tell you've been talking to Gary from Pop Culture Minefield. But, you know, this is definitely much more DJ Ronnie G, though.
All right, put the money in the bag. I'll buy that for $1.
What the heck was that?
You said backstage. Jeez, Mike, you seem fired up tonight. Of course I'm fired up tonight.
It is, yeah. Seven Pistons and cornflakes, folks.
Are we just gonna ignore the monstrosity dressed up as SpongeBob in the beginning of that?
No. It's fine. It's fine, Paul. It's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Anyways, DJ Ronnie G says my mom hated that effing dog's voice. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That fucking dog's voice. Oh, Raggy.
You know, it's better than Scrappy. That's all I gotta say.
And he follows up by saying, and that is a real quote. I don't doubt it.
I'm not doubting either. Explains a lot about DJ.
And Phil says, since someone on this panel hates Scooby-Doo, I'm removing my like and is now debating unsubbing. How dare you hate Scooby-Doo? I am done with you, Paul. Wait a minute. Are you ever removing the like from this stream and unsubbing from this channel? I'm not the one that said I hated Scooby-Doo. It's this guy right here who doesn't like Scooby-Doo. He's got a problem with Scooby-Doo because Scooby-Doo is shaped like one of the caverns where he works.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, go to Paul's channel and downvote every one of his videos then if that's the case, Phil.
Careful, he'll actually do that.
yeah, this is Phil McCracken we're talking about.
I know, I'm playing with fire.
He fell into a burning ring of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Padawannabe, good to see you, brother. Sounds like his coworker likes to wear many pieces of flair. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. No, not that flair, Paul. Not
Sorry.
that flair.
Couldn't help it.
Wrong movie. Paul, I just got a question, Paul. I got a serious question because yes, I am fired up tonight. I got a serious question for you, Paul.
What would you say you do here?
I provide extra entertainment value.
So, you walked right into it.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Yes, I did walk right into that one.
You did. Yep. Mr. People Skills.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Crit says justice for Scrappy Doo. Fuck Scrappy Doo.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Mike is really wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How about Mike? Your cornflakes this morning.
Puppy power. I'll give you puppy power.
Puppy power.
Sounds more like PG-13 talk. No, I've already used a couple of F-bombs, Pat. I want to be that word rated R territory.
Yeah, we can only use that word once. Then it changes into a different ratings category.
Yes. So you want to know what's got me so fired up? You want to know? I know what I told you guys backstage, but you know what? I'm already fired up. We might as well go with this.
Yep.
We might as well go with
we're
this.
waiting.
It's on the screen, Baron. What are you waiting for?
Well, see, but that's what you're sounding like. You're sounding like Ted Knight.
Well, we're waiting.
Better than the other guy that was ripping off Ronnie Dangerfield in Caddyshack 2.
Rodney Dangerfield, not Donnie.
I said Rodney.
It's not Donnie from The Big Lebowski.
Be nice to. By the way, be nice to. Oh, never mind.
Why? He knows what
Mason.
it's like on here.
I do.
No, be nice to Jackie Mason. I'm talking him to be nice to Jackie Mason. He was a good comic. Just a bad role.
I'll agree with you on that one, Baron. Bad role.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have this article from Variety. It's by Adam B. Berry. Is that his actual name?
I guess.
No, that's his pen name. That's his pen name.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. He doesn't want the mouse to come down on him.
Adam B. Very stupid.
Wow.
Gina Carano sues Disney over firing from The Mandalorian. Elon Musk funding the suit. Good. And I hope she takes them to the cleaners.
You can hear the now. All the people returning their Teslas and all that. Yeah.
Actor Gina Carano, I know what I said. Mea culpa. Actor Gina Carano sued Disney and Lucasfilm on Tuesday for firing her from The Mandalorian in 2021 over a social media post in which she compared being a Republican to being Jewish in the Holocaust. She was making this historical comparison where the Gestapo would go after and neighbors would go after their own neighbors and say, yeah. You're looking for them? Yeah, they live in that house right over there. Oh, is she a Republican? Yeah, she lives right over there.
Mm-hmm. And Hollywood is kind of that way, sadly, right now.
Yep. The suit filed in California federal court. And by the way, let me go ahead and switch screens. Because I do have it pulled up here. It has everything you need to know.
It's Perry
right
Pacific.
here.
Da 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 da.
All right, so getting back to this page, and it was filed in California federal court, alleges wrongful termination and discrimination, as well as a demand that the court should force Lucasfilm to recast her and pay at least $75,000 in punitive damages. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I think something should be added to that lawsuit, and that's that Kathy Kennedy resign her post effective immediately.
Paul's going for blood.
I like the idea, but I don't see them adding that to it.
No.
Nope.
I don't think they could.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is funding the suit following his promise to pay for legal actions taken by people claiming discrimination from posts to Twitter X. However, the post in question originated on Carano's Instagram stories.
Mhm.
As a sign of X Corp's commitment to free speech, we're proud to provide financial support for Gina Carano's lawsuit, empowering her to seek vindication for her free speech rights on X and the ability to work without bullying, harassment, or discrimination, said Joe Benarock, head of business operations at X, in a statement. Carano played Cara Dune, a rebel soldier turned mercenary for the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, which streams on Disney Plus. But she came under immediate criticism when she shared a post from a different Instagram account in February 2021. And this is the quote.
Yep.
And she's stating facts here, folks. Look it up. It's history.
And what she's doing is not anti-Semitic like everyone was back saying.
Mm-hmm. It says Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Yep. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers, and I know you're not supposed to say that word on YouTube, but I don't care, could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is this any different from hating someone for their political views? I mean, heck, Trump hasn't been president since 2021, and people are still going after him. I'm not the greatest supporter of Trump, but give it up, people.
Well, more importantly, where in that statement did she say Republican?
She didn't say it at all in that statement.
No, nor did she say Democrat.
No. Our Libertarian.
No.
Our Green Party. Our whatever. She did not say any specific party. Oh, so you can't say and make a comparison that she was saying something about the about Republican Party being attacked. That's not what she said. Now you can infer that. You can infer that if you want, but you can also infer that with a Democrat in a highly Republican area. Go right ahead. What is wrong with what she said? What is wrong?
Nothing is wrong with what she said. If you have an actual mind that actually looks at what she says from her point of view, instead of from your own self-centered point of view. The same day as the post, Lucasfilm and UTA Carano's agency at the time dropped her. UTA, however, is not named as a defendant in the suit. The case alleges that Disney is at fault for Carano's former agency dropping the actor. Carano's lawsuit, which includes several elaborate Star Wars references, says Disney and Lucasfilm made it clear that only one orthodoxy in thought, speech, or action was acceptable in their empire, and that those who dared to question or fail to fully comply would not be tolerated. It's still a practice, not just in Hollywood, but listen to the media.
Right.
The plaintiff points to previous social media posts from Star Wars actors Pedro Pascal and Mark Hamill, in which President Donald Trump and his supporters were compared to Adolf Hitler and Nazis as acts of discrimination on the part of Disney, turning a blind eye to male co-stars' political statements with no financial or professional repercussions because they meet the requirements that Disney has. And what does that requirement?
Orange Man bad.
left, being far left.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The cult.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Variety has reached out to representatives for Disney and Lucasfilm and Carano for comment. Well, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I hope Gina wins. I hope she takes Disney and Lucasfilm to the cleaners. I hope she embarrasses them in court.
I do too. There is one part of that though that I'm a little bit dubious about, and that is the part where apparently in the suit she's asking to be recast.
Yeah.
Why would
it's
you?
happened before.
Yeah,
it's happened before.
But aside from justice being served, why would you want to go back there if you've left a place that you had to watch where you were saying? Why not?
Well,
keep
to
doing
make
what
up
you're
for
doing?
the time that she lost as an actress on that show, playing that character.
Okay.
Yeah, one, she loved the role. Two, she liked working with most of the people on there. Three, it was a job that she liked, and she was unjustly kicked off of. And most importantly, how great would it be for her to start walking right onto the studio and with the double birds flipping, going, "Yeah, I'm back, baby."
Because you know who didn't turn his back on her? This man did not turn his back on her.
Yes.
When Pedro Pascal and other people and people on social media turned their backs on her, this man stood by her.
Yes, he did.
This man was a true friend.
Right. A true human being, really. Honestly. And most importantly, another thing that's going to be hurting them bad is if they bring up the part that Pablum Hidalgo, that piece of shit. Yes, yes, YouTube, I call him that. He's nothing but a worthless piece of shit. Basically announced to everybody on his, I believe it was his Twitter account, that they're dropping her. And it's like, whoa, you don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't send her a formal letter. They didn't call her saying we're gonna cut ties with you. We're not gonna do anything further with your character. It was a social media post where they said, "Yep, you're gone."
Yeah, from that smarmy little piece of shit, Pablum Hidalgo. Little sniveling cork sucker. There, see, I did myself a little bit there. Yeah, do I have any love for that man? No, not after what he's become. Before, he used to be great. I mean, he was great with the EU. He knew his shit. And the fact that he's lowered himself to this degrading level, yeah, he's got my animosity. And to do that to Gina, you piece of shit. Right there, it's like, Gina Carano, that's me too also. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
There you go.
And let's not forget another thing. They're always talking about empowered women, a strong, independent woman. Yet when Gina got fired, everybody's doing, yay, she's fired, yay, Ree!
Yeah.
Because here's the thing with that. Gina wasn't exactly the strong woman that they wanted.
Well,
Gina truly was a strong, independent woman. She just wasn't a jerk about it. She was still, from all perspective, one of the nicest people in the business. But they didn't want that. They want strong as in basically I can say whatever I want to anyone, especially if you're a white man, and get away with it, and you're the one that gets punished. That's what they mean by strong women.
I thought it was basically they don't take baths, and that's why you can smell them coming about 5 miles away.
Please, that's not a bug. That's a feature.
No, but the thing is everything boom, boom, boom that's on there, and it's like, of course you could go after Disney before. She didn't have the money for that, not with the machine that they got. But Elon stepping up like that. Oh yeah, I hear the rees right now.
I mean, heck, the Mary Sue. I told you guys before we started. I saw a screen capture from the Mary Sue, and they were saying, basically, why is everybody talking about a case that nobody cares about? Well, you guys are talking about it too. For a case that nobody cares about, you're now talking about it, huh?
The fact that people are talking about it means they care.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that one out there, Mary Sue. You shit for brain morons.
I'm trying to find that actually now from the Mary Sue.
Well, you know, this is a case of eating too many paint chips when they're younger.
Yeah.
Oh,
here's a headline from the Mary Sue from 3 hours ago. For Gina Carano's sex discrimination plea, she sure is throwing women under the bus.
Oh. Put it in the private chat. Put it in the private chat.
Come on. Bring it up.
Okay.
Bring it up.
All right.
We're going to bring it up. Mm-hmm.
It is in the private chats now.
Thank you, Paul.
It is time to skewer the Mary Sue.
Grab your pitchforks.
They probably think that raised the biggest ever.
Yeah. I mean, I've got an axe right here. But
you got an axe to grind.
Yep.
All right. So let me go ahead and bring it up and share it out. Here, 1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a course called Hypocrisy 101. Just to let you know.
I mean, none of us should be surprised. It's coming from the Mary Sue.
I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rachel Eichman. Yeah, I'm familiar with her. I'm very familiar with her.
Yay! Yeah. I'm Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm going to be mocking today. I'm a little feisty today myself. I got a toothache and I'm cranky. So.
How about you, Cash?
The Mary Sue never surprises me. They're like they're basically the gamer of Hollywood entertainment. They can't.
But no. Are you feisty? Are you feisty?
Listen to
him. You don't sound feisty. He doesn't sound feisty at all, folks.
Here we go. This is what it's like. Here's Mike. Here's me. Here's Cat. Yeah, like
just,
I gotta go to Whole Food right now, and
it's not surprising me.
Bueller.
No, I'm not really that feisty today. Yeah. But this doesn't surprise me. It's the Mary Sue.
Jeez.
And as far as whether I'm feisty, I'm just trying to match y'all's energy.
I have no energy. I'm just cranky.
So as it says here, for Gina Carano's sex discrimination plea, she sure is throwing women under the bus. Right, Rachel, right.
Okay, let's figure out this stupid logic.
All right, let's get through this word salad. Gina Carano filed a lawsuit against Disney because they fired her for offensive posts on social media. They weren't offensive. She was bringing up actual points of history.
I'll send it till the word twat waffle drops, folks.
Yep.
Well, see, that's just it. It's the lie. They're continuing lying. Right there, if I was Gina and Elon, it's like, hey, look, they're slandering. Let's go after the Mary Sue too. Hand their asses to them because that's slander.
The way Disney will make the argument is that we told her to stop and she didn't, but Pedro stopped, and you're like,
yeah, right. Pedro and Mark stopped. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Please, Hamill's still going off.
Yeah.
Random question: Who do you think slanders the Orange Man more, Mark Hamill or George Takei?
I think they're both evenly matched.
Awesome.
Yeah. Throw on Ron Perlman, we got the trifecta.
He's more. I think he wants to beat up DeSantis. That's basically what he said. YouTube. So don't come crying to me about it.
Oh yeah.
It says, diving into her claims, it is clear that her cries of sex discrimination mean nothing because she repeatedly throws women under the bus to try to get her old job back. How?
How?
How, Rachel? How? Give us an example. How?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the lawsuit, the introduction states, even though the force is female, defendants chose to target a woman while looking the other way when it came to men. She then goes on to submit tweets from both Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, and Pedro Pascal as evidence for how she was discriminated against for being a woman. Yes, because guess what? Pedro still has his job. Mark Hamill still has a job. Gina Carano is out of a job.
I think it would be a conservative male too, unless it's somebody they can't touch, like John Voight. You can't touch that man. He won't allow it. But other people, yeah, they would. We've already heard about this. They say that when you're a conservative or you have different politics that don't align with the company, you need to stay quiet. Hey, we got no. You're talking too loud. I mean, but really, those are the kind of things that have been going on. I mean, even people like Larry Elder has said that if you go in for a job, do not, under any circumstances, tell people what your politics are. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter even when you go into a job. But no,
you're not supposed to
do it. Don't do it.
It's illegal.
Right.
It's illegal. You're not supposed to ask about things like that in a job interview.
Yep.
Not at all.
And it's like what my dad has said, if you're at a job interview, it doesn't matter what it's for, and somebody says, well, who do you want to vote for, or who do you like? It's like, well, what does this have to do with the job? And that should be always the question. What does this have to do with the job?
And if they make it a bigger deal than that, get up and get out.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to work with those morons.
No.
I don't care what side of the aisle they're on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
we should be able to work with anybody, however we feel about politics. Doesn't matter if they're on left, right, center, whatever.
So far, the SWAT waffle has not given us a convincing argument.
No, because she says, "Well, that is complete nonsense." Okay, what about the tirades that Hamill goes on social media? Pedro Pascal posting that tweet, losers in the Civil War, losers in 2020. He still has his job. He didn't lose his job when he posted that.
Nope.
And Disney's argument will be, well, he stopped. We told him to stop, so he stopped.
Yeah, sure.
And this line right here, saying that it's frustrating how Carano then throws women under the bus to try to cry wolf. She's not crying wolf.
No.
We saw it happen in real life, in real time. We saw her get ousted of her job because people got offended by what she said, wrongly so.
Yeah, exactly. So far, it's like, again, what did she say that's bad? Well, Hamill and Pedro Pascal literally were going out there, and since Mike said it, I'm going to say it, calling people who supported Trump are on the right Nazis. They're right in their freaking post.
Yep. It says, looking the other way when it came to men was seemingly forgotten when Carano complained about Lucasfilm's support of Christina Ariel amidst racist and horrific attacks from websites like Bounding in the Comics and Gamergate community over Ariel's statements about racism.
That reminds me, how's the High Republic been doing recently, Christina?
Yeah. I don't want to read my books.
They have to bring Gamergate into that because it's just that's their argument all the time, Gamergate and stuff. That's all swirling with lies anyways. Yeah, both sides look like idiots, but still it's
But for Carano and her legal team, the racist and sexist attacks on Ariel weren't the real problem. No, it was that Lucasfilm supported her, but not Carano, right? Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Well, you figured it out, dingbat. No, you didn't, because you're still too much of a freaking idiot.
Ariel, the the woman who was right, because she gets attacked because she's the Black Mermaid. Is that what?
No. The author of the High Republic.
Oh, the author of the High Republic. Excuse me.
And then she came back and said, "Well, if you don't like my stuff, don't buy it." So guess what happened?
Okay.
No one bought it.
See, this is what happens. These people think they're so important, and then we forget about them because they're not as important as they think they are.
And look at where the High Republic is now. I mean, I know I've been out of it as far as Star Wars is concerned lately, but even when I was still paying attention to what was coming out, I don't remember hearing a single like future release thing for the High Republic outside of the Acolytes.
Well, Paul, look at it this way too. When that, and we could probably say bootleg book because it was published without permission, that came out.
Heart of the Jedi.
Heart of the Jedi, yeah. And it didn't basically it was word of mouth, right? No one knew about it, no advertising, no nothing. But there was word of mouth, and that was basically one of the top sellers on Amazon. The only Star Wars book from Disney that beat it was Timothy Zahn's one of his Thrawn books. All the High Republic shit was way down there. So you're talking about something that came from the EU that wasn't even official, was never even published. It was rejected in a sense. And yeah, and I'm not being mean, but it was. They went with the other book, Cruise at Pakura, instead. But here, this book kicks ass, and there's no advertising campaign. Unlike the High Republic, which they were out there trying to push hard as they could.
Yeah, they had like full-on theatrical trailers for books, which is just mind-blowing to me. Like, if you're putting this much effort into advertising something like this, give us at least a video game. And what are we getting out of this outside of the books? Just one TV show that is being headed up by someone with ties to a man who totally did not kill himself.
Well,
yeah,
we're talking about.
We're talking about Disney.
Excuse me.
No,
but she does have ties with Harvey Weinstein.
Exactly. She did, but she threw him under the bus, and it's good. It was a good way for her to get money.
I misspoke on that.
You're thinking of someone else, Paul.
Yeah, I misspoke on that one.
Yeah, no, but the argument is that there's supposed to be one of the books in the High Republic that's really good. Yeah, maybe there is, but once again, I don't want to read the High Republic. Why would I want to?
Yeah, you can read about the navigator Geode, the Rock, which of course Geode means rock.
I do.
On board a space vessel named
the greatest
Vessel.
rock ever, Baron. We just don't understand. We just don't understand.
And the greatest name for a ship, Vessel. Oh wow! How? Oh wow! Oh! I'd rather have the aluminum Falcon. What the hell is an aluminum Falcon?
I love it.
Oh God!
Yeah,
it says the lawsuit states that when Carano posted an interview about her own problematic and harmful tweets, Lucasfilm was publicly supporting Christina Ariel and her declaration that all white people are racist.
Woo!
Okay, back up here. Again, where was Carano's thing hurtful?
Wasn't.
Maybe the twat waffles like this that agree with what they were doing in Germany back then.
Well, it's just like there was also the things that they wanted people because they feel this way that Carano needed to put pronouns. That was a thing too, and so she mocked them. I think a lot of people would. I just, if however they feel, it's ridiculous. But it's like, oh well, you're causing problems. Disney, once again, Disney is another company that rules for thee, not for me. So you don't follow some of their idiotic rules, which I'm pretty sure there are some idiotic rules over there. I don't work for Disney.
Well, when they're wanting to force pronouns, again, that is a violation of sexual preferences.
Right.
and whether or not you want to go out there and say anything about it. That is a violation.
Yeah.
That's not California. That is federal. Yeah. And this is what these twat waffles supposedly fought for.
Yeah. Right.
But now they're willing to break it because they don't like somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's worse than rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah, it probably is.
This is absolutely exactly what Gina Carano said in that. And the thing is, what really hurt them was they saw the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
They saw their ugliness.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to double down on that ugliness.
I would say they want to triple down on it, Baron.
Yeah.
They're done doubling down. Now they're tripling down.
And the reason they're doing all this doubling down and tripling down is because they are too prideful to realize that they're wrong. No one ever likes to admit when they're wrong, and it takes a lot of courage to do that, but they don't have the courage or the backbone to admit, oh, wait, we're wrong. We shouldn't have been treating Gina Carano this way. We're sorry. No, they're going to keep pushing in the direction they've chosen.
Paul, it's worse than that. They don't think they did anything wrong. They don't think they're doing anything wrong. You got to remember,
everything that they're doing in their mind, they think it's the right thing to do.
They think this direction of Disney, where they have not really made a profit since basically the end of last year, they think it's fine.
Right.
They have no problems with it so far.
Right.
They have no issues with it. We'll see when they do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's basically when the house gets cleaned, and I hope it does. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it comes right down to it. Stalin never thought he did anything wrong with the millions that he had murdered.
Mm-hmm.
The funny little Austrian with the mustache, he didn't think he was doing anything wrong, and look at the millions that died because of that. Castro didn't think he was doing anything wrong, and look at the people that died under him.
Right.
Che Guevara. Oh yeah, I love when all these homosexuals go out there and wear all these Che Guevara shirts when they'd be the first one that he put up against the wall because he hated them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a quote from Jurassic Park 3 that is ringing in my ears as you're saying that, Baron. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions.
Right. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly it. And that's what these morons are. They don't think they've done anything wrong, and they will lie, they will distort, they will twist things, just like this twat waffle who's writing this piece of filth and word salad, who can just go out there and just utterly sputter out, and let's say it, slander against Gina.
Well, look at this line right here where she puts quotes by evidence. The link that serves as their evidence leads to a Mounting in the Comics article. The site is labeled as mixed representation of factual information by media bias fact check. Yeah, you're gonna go by media bias fact check information to get your quote unquote facts. How many times have any of us posted on Facebook something factual and they said, oh, no, there's no ground to this. This isn't true.
No, you're ignorant.
And,
now, remember.
And then you got to fight them and say, here's my evidence. It is true. I had to do that not too long ago.
And the thing is one of the fact checkers is USA Today. That piece of toilet paper. Everyone's thought that USA Today has been a joke since day one. USA Today never had any real credibility to them. They were called Mick Paper because all they did was just give you quick little headline stuff, basically little buzzword stuff, and then went away. You had to go to another newspaper to get into the crux of what the real story is.
Yep.
So we're going to go with USA Today and use them as a fact checker. They couldn't fact check their asshole with both hands.
Nope. And she goes on to say, so not exactly a website you want as your main source on a court case. From your point of view, Rachel, like Obi-Wan said, from a certain point of view.
Also, just the overall the overall tone that this article is being written in just comes across as so smug and slimy.
Yeah.
Like I said when we got into this, it's word salad. That's all it is.
What this is,
It's
is
buzzwords.
This is your gender study. Hasn't shaved her armpits or legs in Lord knows how long. Man hating. Can't find a job, so she's got to write for the Mary Sue because her dissertation on the gender fluidness of ladybugs didn't take, and how that relates to mankind, and why the patriarchy is evil. It's like this is all this woman is. You can smell her coming. You can see how she's probably dressed.
Even this next line, besides that, Ariel's situation had nothing to do with Carano outside of Carano's own disparaging post about Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement. What disparaging post? I didn't see any disparaging post.
No.
And what if you are against the movement? Does that make you a bad person? Look what BLM's done. And look how BLM turned many people away from stuff, including professional sports.
Yeah.
Think about it. When you had sports leagues like the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball as a part of the movement, it was turning fans away.
Count me as one of them.
Yep.
I mean, I distinctly remember the beginning of the NFL season for 2014 to 2015, which is when the whole Kaepernick thing started.
Yeah.
I was never that big a fan of football, I'll be honest. And at this time I was overseas and I would have had to stay up at like 2 a.m. to watch the game if I wanted to. But the moment I hear about Colin Kaepernick deciding to disrespect the flag and the national anthem, I was like, why are you guys letting him do this? I don't want to watch this if you're going to let him do this.
Right.
And not only did they not stop him, others joined. And even if you want to use the argument that that's his free speech, just because it's his free speech don't mean I got to agree with it.
Hey, T-Gap, I'm all for the butler and jihad. Let it begin. Oh, I know you're going to put that in the next story there, T-Gap. Don't fool me.
Why would I be me too, T-Gap? I don't get it.
Because of what, I don't know. It's T-Gap.
I know.
Just roll with it.
It's me. Things go over my head all the time.
He's on a roll. Just he's
Let's get through this garbage. It says Carano is seemingly asserting that it's unfair that Ariel wasn't penalized by Disney for speaking out about racism, which it should go without saying is not at all the same as the statements that Carano got Carano in trouble. She was stating history. If you knew your history, you would know that.
Well, first of all, where does she get this idea that Carano was wanting her taken down?
She doesn't.
Because she listens to the same repetitive nonsense that everybody else who downloads the same patch does.
I think she's just making up stuff as she's going along. Nowhere did Gina say that. When you give an example, it's not saying, well, they should have been too. No. That's not the case in point. And then when you put out a true statement of what you would call, sexual harassment or sexual, preferences, or what, I don't know how you. It was in my mind, but it's gone because I'm fired up, folks. But when something has gone against a woman, but the man gets away with it, oh my! Normally you would be up in arms, but no, just because she doesn't carry the same torch you do. Thomas Jefferson said it properly. I disagree with what you say, but I will defend my right, your right to the death for you to say it.
Because in this country, we do have the right to freedom of speech.
Yes.
Except for slander, which you're doing, Waffle. You're doing 100% slander in there. You're going out there. You're not even quoting what she said. You're just saying what you want people, not what you think, what you want people. Which is even worse. You're making things up just to attack her with.
No, well,
lies.
look at this too, Baron. She says not only that, but it's strange to specifically point out another woman who received different treatment. Well, you just pointed out right there, Rachel. She received different preferable treatment compared to Gina Carano. Gina Carano post, and what she posted on Instagram about being a conservative is like what happened to the Jews during World War II. And Disney sees what this author of the High Republic says about white people. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Racism is racism. Discrimination is discrimination.
Right.
It is.
Gina Carano said nothing racist, nothing sexist, nothing like that.
Oh, boy.
Meanwhile, you twat waffle are slandering because you're purposely going out there and lying about what she said. You don't even have the fucking gut to even bring up her posts, her Instagram posts. You don't even have the guts to do that. No. Why? Because then people would actually see what she said and go, what the hell is wrong with you? And call you exactly what you are. A liar. A Goebbels. That's what you are. You're a wannabe Goebbels. And you think you're so fucking smart and you're not.
Just as a real quick side note, Baron, I thought you were saying globalist.
No. I'm talking about Yosef. Yeah. And she thinks she thinks she's the great propaganda minister. And you're not. You're an idiot. You have an IQ of 68. You'd lose an argument with a retarded, syphilis-infested, half-brained monkey. You wouldn't even have a chance against that.
That's insulting half the monkey, though, Baron.
Yeah, come on, Baron. Don't insult the monkeys, man.
Yeah,
wait,
man.
No,
come on, man.
No, I'm praising them. How great they are. You're talking about retarded with missing half a brain, syphilis-infested monkey. I mean, what's insulting about that? I'm saying they can kick her ass, and they would in a battle of wits and intelligence.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pro monkey here. I'm pro monkey. Don't put words in my mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Yeah, Phil, that was not from us. Just to let you know.
That was from TCAP.
That's still funny. I don't care who you are. That there is funny. No, honestly, they think they're so freaking intelligent because they have some sort of degree from basket weaving class.
Woohoo! Maybe they got their degree instead of a journalism degree. They got it gender studies, man. Yeah.
Well, that's what I say. This lady, was a walked out with gender studies and couldn't get a job. So somehow she got with this.
I'm sure if you talk to her, she said, "My professor said this." It's like, do you listen to whatever your professor says? Unfortunately,
my truth.
People do.
Don't forget the my truth part too.
Yeah, my truth. My truth.
So, do you listen to anybody other than your professor?
Yeah.
Have you gone and read or listened to what other people said? Maybe people that's outside of your little fucking bubble.
Wait. Other people's point of views. Different point of views? No, come on, Baron.
Well, the thing is,
what are you thinking, Baron? That she's going to be open-minded enough to listen to someone else's point of view? No, she's proven it right here in this article.
Well, yeah, I mean, it comes right down to it. It's like I see sometimes on interwebs, right? On the X, the Twix, or whatever you want to call it, right? And someone goes in there and they say, I would never associate myself with conservative men because they're blah, blah, blah. I was like, why not? Why are you? Well, I don't want to talk with, listen to what a Nazi and all these other people. It's like, wait a moment. How do you know? Have you listened to them? No, you don't even want to take the time to listen to other people out there.
No.
And even that statement is so fucking stupid. Because there was a black guy out there, and I think he's still alive. I can't remember exactly what his name is, but a black gentleman. And what did he do? He went and honestly went face to face, toe to toe with Klansmen, and went in civil debate, not going up there yelling at them, calling them names or anything, but with civil discussion, civil debate, point, counterpoint. And I can't remember how many men left the Klan because of that. Who is braver?
Yeah,
him or this twat waffle?
What's wrong? You really want to know about these groups, and you hear this and that, then let's have an honest discussion about it. You don't have to slander the people, but you can ask, why do you feel this way?
Right.
Why do you think this way?
Why is a great question. There's nothing wrong with why.
But people hate questions now. Look at our press secretary. But it's just questions that she doesn't agree with. But really, no, you should always ask questions, especially if you're at a convention, whatever. You want to go down on the panel, ask the question. So why did you guys think this is a good direction? I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but you guys aren't. You guys aren't going in the best direction. Have you? Go ahead.
More importantly, you want a fucking better world? You can't do it inside your bubble.
That's right.
No, you can't.
You have to get out of that bubble. You have to engage with people you don't agree with, and maybe you find repugnant. But within that, you might get converts. You might get people that will change their viewpoints. But you will never do that when all you can do is throw excrement inside your bubble world and not engage what the real world's about.
Right. I agree.
Heck, we just got a dislike over on YouTube because somebody doesn't understand our point of view. Doesn't understand that there's history involved with Gina Carano's post. And you know what? All I'm going to tell them is look at history. Learn from it.
Yeah. I'll be a little bit meaner. I'll be really meaner. Get your head out of your ass. There. I said that, not Mike.
I'll take the opposite route and say, still, despite that, thank you for watching.
Yeah. Yeah, it still helps us.
Yeah. And if you're going to go away, just go away. Just don't go away mad. Just go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sorry. We're just not one of these shows out there who people need to agree with us.
Yeah,
and if they disagree with us, okay. Funny.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. But this whole thing, it's the Mary Sue, it's the gamer, it's all the different ones. They have to. It's a lecture. It has to be a lecture when they write. It has to be. Or smut.
Well,
whatever.
that's what everything has to be nowadays. A lecture, a lecture, a lecture.
Yes.
Well, not only that, I mean, they're the ones that go out and say how great Phoebe Waller-Bridge is.
We
need more of her in these films.
They can't look past their nonsense and say, just put out the story and say, we'll see what'll happen with this. They have to inject their smugness. They have to be bring out their point of view because it's quite arrogant. But they obviously have made up their mind. They don't like Gina Carano anyways.
Yeah. I'm not going to read the rest of this word salad because we know what side they're on.
Well, and more important than that, we know how unintelligent this is.
The same people who come out and they say, "Oh, well, we'll use Jane Fonda for example." She says, "Oh, people who, not getting too deep into politics, but basically this is what she said. If you don't agree with me, then in a way you're my enemy. And George Lopez in some ways has done it too.
Right.
And that's why I mocked him months ago. You get tired of it, and it's old. It gets old real fast.
No,
I have only one thing to say to that. Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Yeah. But wait a moment. Don't the Jedi too?
We don't talk about that.
See, I don't think George realized the double-edged sword he was swinging with that statement. I really don't.
Or maybe he did, but did it to a great degree to show how, despite Obi-Wan's intentions, he was also kind of a product of his own upbringing in the Jedi, where he saw what Anakin was doing as absolutist, despite him being absolutist himself.
Look at this little troll, Rick McCallum, made it known that statement was a dig at George W. Bush because George W. Bush made the statement either with us or against us, which is a paraphrase. It wasn't what he said, in the war against terror. So, no, I don't think George saw the irony of that when you have your group of people, i.e. the Jedi, with their absolutes, but you're going to go and just have the other side.
Right.
Sometimes these people, when they get involved with interjecting this stuff, they don't think it's fully true. They really don't.
No.
And
fair enough.
It's not easy to do, but you have to be careful, especially if you're a writer or whatever. You're going to throw something like that. You better have something to back it up with, right? And have something at least tangible. A blanket statement with absolutes don't work there. A statement. It's good for a start of a discussion, but it's not the end all be all.
Well, even in this article, the author goes on to say how it's baffling the inclusion of Ariel in the lawsuit, but how it also names Leslie Headland as being part of the Lucasfilm Zoom call where they tried to reason with Carano. We don't know. We weren't there. None of us were there. We don't know who was in the Zoom call and who wasn't in the Zoom call.
But we heard there was a lot of people in it. That's what we heard. That's what we heard. I'm not swearing to it. I'm not going to put my hand on Bible. I'm not going to say that's fact. It's just that's what we heard.
And then it says stating that Headland donated to an anti-Carano GoFundMe account. It also asserts that GoFundMe in question was started by a Lucasfilm creative. It is public knowledge online who started the GoFundMe: Maggie Lovett, Candace Caw, and Eric Elerson all publicly stated that they were behind the GoFundMe account. Not one of them works for Lucasfilm, yet the lawsuit stated Carano went to donate to the organization. When she opened the link, she read that the fund was supposedly created by a Lucasfilm created and was directly targeting Carano, defaming her by accusing her of being a bigoted actress.
Like you are, Mary Sue. Again, this is hypocrisy 101, folks.
Yeah.
Take notes. There will be a test at the end of this program.
It says nowhere on the GoFundMe page. I'm going to go ahead and read this whole thing to give the whole story.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Nowhere on the GoFundMe page does the word bigoted exist. The description of the GoFundMe reads, recently, the hype around the second season of The Mandalorian has been colored by the unfortunate ignorance of one of the major castmates.
Okay, right there. Right there. Slander.
Their rhetoric has included, amongst other things, the dismissal of pronoun importance, particularly in the trans community.
Okay, again, that's a violation. That has nothing to do with having your job. Unless, of course, that is the job that you're in. If you're in a pronoun promoting group, then yeah, that's one thing. It's just like a church. You go work into a church, you better kind of have to lockstep with what they're doing at the church because, well, it's a religious organization. It's something that means a lot to people spiritually, and you go in there with opposing view and start pushing that in the church. Yeah, you're going to find yourself out the door, and rightly so for them. In those specific instances, but when it comes around to making a freaking movie or TV show. Just like if you're working in an office, just like you're working for a corporation, that's a no-no. You civil rights people, where are you? This is what you fought for.
Goes on to say a lot of the lawsuit includes posts that Mark Hamill and Pedro Pascal made, the majority of which said that the rise in Nazi ideology in America was bad. Carano is angry that those statements were deemed okay. Yeah, I would be mad too. Here's something that Pedro Pascal is posting about how the Nazis came to power, and she's bringing up a historical fact of what that same power did to other people because they didn't agree with the Nazi way, or because they were Jewish,
are Polish, are socialist, are communist. I mean, are homosexual, are the list goes on. Gypsies,
or even if you just didn't look a certain way.
Well, yeah, let's not forget those that were mentally retarded and various other forms of mental illness. Let's not forget. The list goes on and on. Yeah.
But Carano's angry that those statements were deemed okay, but her posts were not. So what exactly is this saying? Hypocrisy? It's speaking directly of hypocrisy. It's okay for Mark Hamill, Pedro Pascal, or even if it was one of us to say something. And we're able to keep our job, even though we said some pretty nasty things, some pretty hurtful things. But someone else brings up another side of history. Oh, you're immediately gone. Nope.
Look,
you're gone.
Would I still be at Disney if I was working there if I said Kathleen Kennedy ate Zeb? I don't know. Might not find it funny. Baron laughed.
I thought it was funny. The thing is, and Gina's on there. We got to remember all the propaganda films. Like this woman thinks she can do. When they had the films where the rats are coming out of the sewers and they're equating that to Jewish people, turning, basically making people get mad and angry and whatnot against the Jewish people. Wonderful propaganda films like that. Okay, not much different than what you're doing here, Twat Waffle.
On a completely unrelated note, I want to say hi to Virginia. She's watching right now.
Hi, Virginia. How you doing?
Virginia.
Virginia you better watch out for Virginia from Virginia, Cash. She'll scare you away again.
Oh yeah, she might.
I'm scared. I'm scared of women. I'm a misogynist and all those things. And isn't it funny though? Isn't it funny when you go out there and you defend a woman, right? Isn't it funny how you go out there and you defend a woman like Gina Carano and you get called a misogynist? See, these people believe that they can do the double talk and get away with it.
Well, anybody should be defended if they're being slandered or whatever. I mean, even I guess it's possible that even Abby got like death threats and stuff, and but there's also people who lie about death threats too.
Yep.
But it's just I'm not saying she probably didn't. I mean, people were really upset about Abby, and people on the internet act stupid. So of course there's a possibility that death threats can be sent to a company. It's dumb. It's just idiocy. Very idiots.
It's
idiotic. A lot of idiots. It's very.
I mean, I've been hearing rumors about people sending death threats to those that put the decision to have The Rock face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania instead of Cody.
Well, I mean, I guess.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
But sometimes
because you want to know why I don't really want to talk about it, because I really don't care.
Yeah,
I really don't care when it comes to when it comes to wrestling. That would be the first time a wrestler got screwed out of a push.
Right, I'm sure.
Well, let's face it.
Can we all say Daniel Bryan?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is this woman is only proving Gina Carano's point across the board. It's okay to defend this one lady for what happened to her, but not Gina.
Yeah, they are cringe.
They are
100%.
And just as a side note, I didn't realize how long this article was, and I'm starting to regret sending it to you, Mike.
That's all right. We're almost done with it. We're almost done with it.
Okay.
So it says, so what exactly is this saying? I don't know about you guys, but I could hear the voice. I'm not going to say what kind of voice it is, but I can hear the. You know what? Actually, I'll take that back. It's a condescending voice.
Yeah.
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 A voice that says, I know better than you. I am better than you. You're not worth my time. And yet I'm going to preach to you about why you're wrong.
Yeah. And if you say something contrary to her, you're mansplaining.
Mm-hmm. It says that pushing back again Nazi ideals is a bad thing, that her terrible posts were the same as standing up against Nazism. I just want clarification on why their tweets were included. Their tweets were included as examples.
Yeah, see, there's a little thing called a court case, and when you go to court, you have to have, unlike what you do, you have to bring forward evidence. You have to bring forward examples of how you were treated differently. If you don't go there and just like you're doing, just talking out of your ass and expecting to win the case, you're not going to. So that's how it goes. Have you figured out what America's about?
Not everybody agrees with everybody. Yeah, do you think that Crit and I agree all the time, or Crit agrees with Paul all the time, or Baron or Cash? No, we don't.
I mean, rewind the stream earlier. Everyone was shocked over my thoughts on Scooby-Doo, and that's a harmless example.
That was all in fun. And that's
disrespecting Scooby-Doo, man. I don't know. Now, if he said he hated Velma, that's one thing, but disrespecting Scooby-Doo, man.
Velma's all right.
It says that the lawsuit also includes Mark Hamill liking a J.K. Rowling tweet. Remember, J.K. Rowling, as far as what some people deem her as a villain, she's a villain in some people's eyes.
Yeah.
Rowling tweet then clarifying that he did not realize its transphobic meaning, apologizing to Star Wars fans, and Carano somehow feigns. Don't you mean thinks that's the same as her mocking of pronouns? What? She was asked what her pronouns were. Beep, bop, boop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're forcing her to do something she didn't want to do, and it's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And excuse me, where is anything that J.K. Rowling said that was, again, let's go into another fucking lie. What did she say that was so transphobic?
She's been a part of those groups for I don't know how many years. Yeah. She's one of them. And then she says something that they don't agree with. That's why you don't join those groups. It's called a mob. Right. And you say something the mob doesn't like, they get mad at you. What a shock.
Right. You have to march goose step 100%, or else you get taken and put up against the wall. Mm-hmm. She went out of her way to have put woke things and other social things, including letting people know in a tweet, not in the books, mind you, but after the fact. Oh yeah, and by the way, Dumbledore's gay.
Yeah, he is. Okay, whoopie
Right.
do.
Yeah, but
Man.
the thing
All right.
is, no words. What makes you wonder, was that always the case, or was she just trying to get in good with them?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it didn't matter one way or the other, but there's no reason to bow down to these people, the mobs. We'll just call them the mobs. Not any of these mobs, because usually they're the ones who are going to cause some kind of problem. And with the J.K. Rowling, you still have people that even friends of yours, who's like, she's a transphobe, she's this. It's like, no. She said something that's accurate. Oh no. How terrible.
Yeah, she said a feminist statement. Feminist statement.
Bette Midler also got in trouble too. She was like
bent out of I was just gonna say, look how bent out of shape people got it when Hogwarts was released.
Yes, they got way bent out of shape over about it. And that game wasn't even nominated for best game. And it's interesting to see how many people would have actually voted for that. How many of the consumers would have voted for that?
I would have.
It'd be very interesting.
So I hope Trevor, my cousin, is not listening right now. I would have voted for Hogwarts Legacy over Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, if that's your choice.
Yeah. But the thing is you can see how that's being shunned because of J.K. Rowling and nothing more.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said one thing.
Yep.
Yep.
That they didn't agree with.
That one thing, and some people, they just... They overreacted.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's an overreaction.
They tried to get people canceled too on Twitch. I mean, it was crazy. It failed. It's just, they even had like some program thing that failed too. I mean, it's just stupid. It just gave them free attention. And yes, just like stuff like Baldur's Gate 3, certain things gave them, more marketing in a way. But still, it would have been interesting to see that going up against, or at least being nominated for Game of the Year with Baldur's Gate 3 and some of that other stuff, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario, things like that.
Because a lot of people like that game.
Yes, they did.
I'm still playing it.
Yeah.
Right. The game was not a financial failure, despite what they try to say, and they have been trying to say.
Yeah.
It didn't really get that kind of reception out there.
Right, and that's why it would be even stupid for WB Games or whatever to go and say, oh, well, we're going to go in this more of a games as a service thing. That's stupid. Do more what you did with Hogwarts Legacy, or even going back with Rocksteady before with the Batman games. Going more of that direction, but, whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, is there things that they could improve upon in the gameplay of Hogwarts? Yeah, there always is. But as long as they're just improving the things that genuinely need improving and not making it, you've got to have an internet connection the whole time to play this, or the story didn't meet X, Y, and Z standards for the modern audience. We need to change that. No one, don't ruin something that's already good. And Hogwarts Legacy is already good.
Well, that's just it, though. You just like listening to this waffle here and how she's talking, all that. That's their intent, is to destroy everything that's good. No creative bone in their body. They're jealous. I mean, this woman's jealous that men love her. She's upset that women love her. And I'm not talking about sexually either. They see her as a true, strong woman.
Exactly.
So, and it doesn't hurt that she's pretty darn good looking either. Probably all the traits that whatever the hell Miss Condescending name isn't.
Okay, real quick, do y'all remember?
Let's bring up some World War II history. An icon for women everywhere across the country. Rosie the Riveters.
Yep.
All the women who went out and they helped build the aircraft, the tanks, whatever we needed for the war effort, they went out there, they did it.
Right.
Exactly.
And look what happened when the real Rosie the Riveter died not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Ignored.
Yep.
I actually didn't even know that. Wow.
Oh, see, that's the point. You would think that such a great icon as her,
Mm-hmm.
they would have gone out there and you would just heard, memorializing left and right about that.
Because they
Because
can
really-
choose.
Yeah,
That's
but the thing is,
always. Yeah.
yeah, the thing is, though, is she was a symbol of women going out there and actually being out of the house and doing this hard work during this terrible time. She was the face of that. She was the one that encouraged and influenced. Her face, her arm doing the muscle. Right,
So-
and these all these feminists want to make little different versions of that for their little movements, but when she died, crickets.
Absolutely nothing.
So I remember seeing something. I want to say this was on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, around the time that Mando season 3 was coming out, and of course you've got that one lady Imperial spy character. And everyone is basically trying to hype up that character as being like, oh, wow, she's just like Gina Carano, except she's not saying the problematic things when that character was grating to watch.
If I remember, too, she also hit some of the other check marks. She was same sex, or I can't remember. But they're going, but she managed to hit a few of the other checks on there. So she's the bestest ever.
Exactly.
Unlike Gina, who's not confused about her plumbing.
So this article says, while yes, they did include posts from 2 male Star Wars actors, Carano and her team still brought up women that had absolutely nothing to do with her own case, including disturbingly false information. We don't know that. Do you know that? Rachel Wiseman, do you know that with a fact?
Give me proof. Drop it. Are you in violation of giving us false information? And if it's involved with the company, if they're using this and using the stuff that from what the Disney did, right? It is admissible because of that history. But wait a moment, you got to remember. I bet you hate big corporations. Well, you know what? Why don't you quit shelling for one then?
Yeah, because these corporations really don't care about you. They're just looking they're just looking ultimately to pad their own wallets. All you're doing is just doing the work of spreading word about their product for them. You're just free advertising to them.
Well, for them, it's like all corporations are bad, except Disney.
Right. Well, that's why Mary Sue and all this stuff, and who knows that maybe Disney hired these people who that there's some kind of connection that they're out there always defending Disney and corporations that do things, but to them it's the right things. It's not, but certain things. It's just pathetic. But this is unfortunately a lot of media in general. Not everything, but a lot of it.
Yep.
They defend people that don't need to be defended and so on. But continue, Mike.
It says, so she took on multiple women in a case alleging discrimination for her gender. She continues by saying you're just using women in your own sex discrimination case. For that headline, take your own feelings out of this for a moment. Okay, do the same. Why don't we all do the same? Why don't we all take this advice and do the same? Everybody. Every last single one of us. But no, we don't. We pick sides. Ignore the Mark Hamill and Pedro Pascal of it all. You can't.
No.
What Carano is doing with her lawyers is using examples from women and claiming that if Lucasfilm treats her differently, it's sex discrimination, right? Because it is. It is.
Well,
She is being treated differently. She was treated differently by Lucasfilm. She was fired. Pedro was not. How many times do we have to say that?
Mm-hmm. Mark Hamill still does work for them. And he just won't shut up.
And then she goes on down here saying, "How does that make sense?" It makes perfect sense. If she is put, out into unemployment, then they should too for what they posted.
Right.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Right. But the thing is I'll still fight for Pedro and Mark Hamill to spew their bullshit.
So will I.
I might not agree with it. In fact, I don't agree with it. But I'll defend it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It says Lucasfilm.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Brand. Go ahead.
The thing is I love somebody like Pedro Pascal and also Pedro Pablo Hidalgo coming up from Chile, from other countries. Not even, I don't think they're even citizens of this country, telling us how bad we are while they're getting a fucking paycheck from us. Fuck you.
Well, maybe they may have citizenship.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
In fact, Pablo Hidalgo went from Chile up to Canada. So if anything, he's probably a Canadian citizen. And if that's the case, I have to say, fuck you. Hey, there. Sorry, forgot that part. Fuck you. Hey, there we go.
But anyways, claiming that, excuse me, if Lucasfilm treats her differently, it's sex discrimination, right? How does that make sense? It makes perfect sense. Lucasfilm was, in this case, defending women and having other female employees talk to Carano about her post and why they were offensive. No, they wanted her to step in line, lockstep.
Right.
Lockstep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They didn't care about the history aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to walk, talk, dress, and act the way the mouse tells you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she is using women to try to better herself. No, she's giving examples of what she experienced while under contract with the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a case of gender or sex discrimination. Okay, Rachel, what do you know? What do you know? We don't know the whole story yet. We only know what's been filed in court. We won't hear the whole story until when or if it even goes to trial. Who's to say Disney and Lucasfilm's not going to try to pay her hush money to settle it out of court? They could do that,
Oh, they have done it. They have done it. It's not they have done. And again, you're digging yourself your own hole. You're defeating your own argument with what you're saying. And unfortunately, even though we have not gone to court, we've lived through this for the last, how many years? 3-4 years of what
Since
was happening?
2021.
3 years.
Right.
3 years.
Right? So
that's
we're there.
mind-blowing in itself, by the way.
Right. We heard what was said. We saw what was said. We saw the nastiness that was coming from the Disney Corporation about her and the others. We were there. And then, of course, we heard other things that what Disney was saying about people like us. And then they got upset because we did exactly what they told us to do. Not buy their products if that's the case. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, not even going into that courtroom, Gina Carano has a very solid case. I'm 100% honest for this. No, this is not emotion. This is not hyperbole or any of that stuff. But just off of what we had in the past and what was fought for. Yeah, we don't have ERA, but we do have laws. We have laws of civil rights. You cannot be fired for your political belief. You cannot be fired for a religious belief. You cannot be fired for not agreeing with your uppers outside of the workplace. These things are in existence.
Yeah,
They've been fought for.
And they're still being fought for.
And to take the side of Disney and poo-poo the fact that she, where a woman truly does have have a legitimate argument, but because you don't agree with what she says, you're going to go out there, say half truths, lies, and slander.
Yeah, just like in this next line here, her male co-stars were treated differently than her because her employer did not object to their post and asked that they stop. They did, however, ask Carano to stop. That's because they agreed with her other co-stars' post.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Again, you just sabotage your own argument there. You just sank your own boat.
And of course, it says she refused, so she was let go, all within their rights. To then turn around and throw multiple women under the proverbial bus because she is throwing a fit is disgraceful. She's not throwing a fit.
No.
She's are the one throwing a fit. Everybody going against her is throwing a fit. Anytime her name is even mentioned that she's going to be making an appearance at a convention, you hear about people wanting to cancel her appearance at that convention. But guess what? She goes to a convention, and guess who has the longest line at that convention? Gina Carano.
To the point that certain conventions are actually giving her an extra day there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, she's horrible. And look, I bet you there's a lot of women in line to get her autograph.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't they?
Because there are a lot of women who look up to her. Yes, exactly. Positive role model. Not just for adult women, but for little girls, too.
Right. Exactly. Certainly. And you know what's funny about that one, Mike? That's what they wanted to happen with Rey. And I know that there's little girls out there that do idolize Rey, and more power to them.
Yeah.
But which character would you want as a role model for your young child? A character that basically had everything handed to her, or a character that is working toward what she wants?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How apropos the true Mary Sue compared to a fleshed out character.
Mm-hmm. And to say that it's disgraceful and tacky, come on. And then listen to this. She's a white woman who has enough money to waste with Elon Musk. Oh, I don't know her financials. I don't know her financials at all.
Whoa.
So I wouldn't be saying that in an article.
Well, most importantly, you really stepped in it now. What does her being a white woman have anything to do with this?
Nothing.
Congratulations,
Zero. Nada.
you racist.
Zilch.
Congratulations. I don't throw that out willy-nilly, but I will this time. You racist. What if we sat back and said that about a black woman who was going into a court case? And make sure we let everybody know that she was black.
You know what would happen. You know exactly what would happen. So it says that she's a white woman who has enough money to waste with Elon Musk to try this case, and yet none of them, Carano or her legal team, did the due diligence to fact check who started a GoFundMe. Again, they're presenting part of their case. We're not going to see the whole case when they file the lawsuit. That's going to come out during the trial, if it goes to trial.
And it's probably going to.
Yeah.
Because what you said, Baron, about the hush money thing, where Disney's likely going to try and do that, I could see them doing that, but I could also see Gina and Elon saying, no, thank you. We'd rather take our chances, our good chances, that is, in the courtroom.
Well, remember, if they offer hush money, it means they know they're scared.
Exactly.
They don't think you're going to get a victory. And if you take the hush money, they can sit back and say, see, we didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly. So,
but Elon and Gina both have a point to prove here.
Yeah. And it says they did do their due diligence to fact check who started a GoFundMe, and instead through two women who are not a part of the Lucasfilm team, into this yet again because she couldn't simply get someone to look into it. Again, you're assuming. We don't know everything yet.
I don't know. Yeah. And now you're going to throw a woman in? Oh, great. Selective sexism.
Mm-hmm. They thought it was a great idea to not only use a website that has little to no credibility. Okay, what about the Mary Sue?
Yeah. The only thing that they use you for is to show exactly how stupid people are out there.
Yeah.
As a source, but to then bring in a black woman who has faced racist abuse from Star Wars fans, and for what? Just to bring more hate her way because Carano doesn't agree with her?
Okay.
It was smart on the legal side of things to randomly throw out Headland's name when she is in charge of a show coming out in the Star Wars universe because she donated to the transgender community. Oh gosh. Let me just get through this, Baron.
Okay. My apologies.
It's almost done. I just want to get through the rest of this, Baron.
I'm sorry.
You can do it, Mike. We believe in you.
Yeah, they don't believe in me.
Full disclosure. I know these women. I see their beauty and their strength displayed every day, and I see how they have worked hard to ignore the noise constantly thrown at them by the men that Carano has in her fan base. They have all faced sexism and or racism at the hands of people who claim that Carano is some beacon for them. So to see them that hatred yet again thrown their way because Carano's claims of discrimination is beyond frustrating. All of the women that Carano used as examples in her lawsuit completely negate her sex discrimination accusation, but it also shows exactly who she is to let her team use other women for her potential benefit.
Okay,
we don't know everything in the case yet, Rachel.
Mike,
Nope.
I'm really, really serious about this because we are close to that cutoff time. We really are.
Everybody, let's go to Rumble. Everybody, let's go to Rumble.
Because what I'm going to say will get us banned.
Everybody, we're going to Rumble now. I repeat, we are going to Rumble
Red alert
now.
Red alert.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm playing the red alert. Everybody, Rumble now. But everybody, come on. I'll get you the link. Follow us to Rumble because Baron's right.
We're about to witness an explosion.
If any of us say what's on our mind on YouTube right now, there will be no more PACIFIC414 on YouTube. So everybody, click on that link. Click on that link right now.
I know Cash has been suspiciously quiet.
But real quick, before we do that, in case some people can't, I want to thank, of course, Baron's on the panel, but I'm still gonna thank him anyway. But Phil McCracken, T-Gap Steve, DJ Ronnie G, the Panel Wannabe, of course he's on the panel, but Paul Phantomology,
and I mean that hashtag, by the way.
Jason Fox of 540 Studio, Jet Sparks, thank you very much. But everybody, click on that Rumble link because you're about to find out what's on Baron's mind.
That could actually be a TV show. What's on Baron's mind today?
We only laughed about half an episode, I think.
We don't want to get PACIFIC414 Pop Talk, whatever, taken down by YouTube. So yeah.